Hello children, this is me VishnuRam and welcome to today's class. Today's lesson is the second chapter of 11th class English textbook, The Hornbill. And the chapter is We Are Not Afraid to Die If We Can All Be Together, written by Gordon Cook and Alan East. Guys, this story is about a 37 years old businessman and his family, especially their dream. This businessman, the author, and his wife Mary, their dream voyage around the world on their ship called Wave Walker, and the difficulties they faced during the journey and how they survived. Guys, thinking about survival, everyone they love to watch survival films, read survival fiction. Especially if I talk about survival movies, maybe you have heard about the film Martian or The Revenant, which got Oscar award, and even The Life of Pi, where a man survives alone in ocean water. So this chapter is about the survival of a family of a 37-year-old man and his wife Mary, son Jonathan, and daughter Suzanne, and two crewmen. That we will get into detail about the story. Let's get into the story. Before getting into the story, I just want to introduce you a few words. 4 words especially. They are: this story happens in 1976 when author and his wife Mary, their dream came true. The dream of voyage around the world on their ship Wave Walker, which is 23-meter long and 30-ton wooden hulled beast or wooden hulled beauty, as the author describes. They're not alone. There are 2 more people which are from the family itself: Jonathan, the author's son, and Suzanne, their daughter. For adding up, for the crewmen, they added 2 crewmen, Larry and Sailor. The starting was fabulous. They were happy. You know what? Whenever we go to a trip, the first day, it's always memorable. Just like that, author was happy, and the whole family, they were really in a good mood for the starting of the voyage. They started their journey from Plymouth in England, and they were heading towards east. And on the second day, they crossed Cape Town. There author finds something really bad. The weather condition was really bad. They were having strong wind. And even the waves, they raised like maybe 15 meters. So huge waves were there. And somehow they managed, even on Christmas Eve, 25th December, they had a Christmas tree and they had celebration. They were going on. Even New Year, when they were on the New Year Eve, weather shone no change. It was getting worse and worse. And the waves, they were symbols of danger, impending danger. So, on January 2nd, author found gigantic waves. And he is using it as he describes that gigantic waves as cloud. He says that a cloud rose up in the air and smashed on the deck, smashed on that ship, Wave Walker. That was a disaster. The deck was damaged and water started rushing into the boat. The ship. The water started rushing into the ship. And with that smashing of water, author's ribs were broken. And his mouth was full of blood and broken teeth. Everyone in the ship was affected. Mary, author's wife, she ran towards author and screamed, "We are sinking! Of course, the water is everywhere inside ship. Ship is sinking. Author asked her to take the wheel, and author rushed towards the broken deck to repair it with all those things he could manage to find: screws, hammer, and canvas. The two crewmen, Larry and Sagler, they were like working as mad men, working like mad people. They were like that much rigorously working to pump all this water inside the ship to the ocean with hand pumps. Soon, those hand pumps were clogged and blocked with debris, the broken parts of the ship, and they couldn't work later. And the only hope was there was an electrical pump kept inside the ship. So they managed to find it up, and they started continuing their work of course, pumping the water outside. Sue, Suzanne, 7-year-old daughter of the author, she came with two black eyes, big black eyes, bulged black eyes. I said earlier, everyone was affected with that smash of water. She was having a cut and a bulge on the head, a bump on the head. Author asked, "Why didn't you tell me before you had these injuries?" She said, "Daddy, you were trying to help us out, to save our life. This is nothing. I can manage it, no problem." Think about a small child supporting his family to survive. They continuously try to contact any shore for seeking help using their radio. But their mayday calls, I repeat, mayday calls, their mayday calls were not answered. January 3rd, it's been 15 hours struggling in between the storm and the waves, huge waves. Author understood it's not going to happen. With that particular ship, wave walker in this condition, they won't be able to reach Australia. So he had an alternative. He knew that there was an island called Amsterdam Isle nearby somewhere in that vast ocean, just like a pinprick on the vast ocean, to find it up. But that was his only hope. Anyway, 15 hours of rigorous and continuous pumping of water using an electrical pump. The water was like pumped outside the ship by Larry and Sagler, even Author and his wife in turn, so that everyone could sleep in rotation. 15 hours without food. Think about it. Anyway, the water level came under control inside the ship. On January 4th, Mary found some corned beef and some cracker biscuits. So everyone had at least some food after 2 days of starving. Jonathan, Author's son, he came to him and asked, "Daddy, are we going to die?" Think about it, like a child is asking his dad whether they are going to die or not on that day or on that occasion. No father will say that, "Yes, baby, we are going to die." No. So the author, he consoled him, saying something. But Jonathan, he said, "We are not afraid to die if we all can be together. Daddy and mother, and Sue and me." Think about it, man. 6-year-old child. His perspective of surviving. He understands everything, what's happening in that ship. They know that they're struggling for life. But what a support, moral support he gave, a motivational support he gave to his father. A 6-year-old boy. January 6th. Somehow, they made it. They managed to get out of the storm. And now, the terrible task to achieve is to find that 65-kilometer wide small island, the Amsterdam Isle, in that vast ocean, which is actually stretched up to 150,000 kilometers. Just like finding a pin in the middle of a desert. A pinprick, it's like, described in the text, like a pinprick on the ocean. The island is just like a pinprick on the ocean. How to find that? I don't know. Suzanne, the 7-year-old daughter, she brings a card prepared by herself, where on the front page there is a caricature of her own dad and mom. I've written something like, here are some funny people. Did they make you laugh a lot? Of course, they made me laugh a lot. And inside there was a message. This card is to say that I love you both. This is to thank you for being my father, being my mother. Hope for the best. We can hope for the best. Suzanne, with a bulged bump on the head, her both eyes are blackened. You know what? With a swelling, even her eyes are just like visible, just like a slit. That's it. Eyes are not properly visible. There was a cut on her hand. She never complained. The main compass of the ship, the wayworker, was lost somewhere. Arthur checked and rechecked the spare compass and instructed Larry to steer the ship towards 185 degrees, and he believed if they are lucky, before 5 p.m. they'll find or they'll reach the Amsterdam Isle. Amsterdam Isle is just a small island which is actually a scientific base for France, French scientific base, for a maximum of 28 people residing there. After instructing Larry, Arthur went to his bunk with a heavy heart and tired body. He just dozed up. 6 o'clock, Jonathan wakes up his daddy. Arthur wakes up, 6 o'clock. He understood that we haven't reached the island. Of course, we have lost our way. We're not going to make it. He was desperate. Jonathan asked, Daddy, can I have a hug? Why? Because you are the best daddy in the world and the best captain. No, John, I'm not. Not today. But Suzanne, she said, why not? You are the best one. You found the island. What? Exclaimed the author, and he rushed towards the deck. He found that the island was just before him. And according to him, not to me, not to you, not to the people around the world, according to him, that was a most beautiful sight. He said that island, which is having almost just like a volcano or a small bleak of volcano, or having just little vegetation, but he said that's the most beautiful island in the world. At last, those 28 people on that island, they cheered them and helped them to be ashore. Again, after this crucial and terrifying span of time in his life, when Arthur had land under his feet, those images he had in his mind was about Larry and Siegler, who worked cheerfully and optimistic in those drastic times, and his wife Mary, who spent a lot of time in a crucial situation on the wheels. Above all, his 7-year-old daughter and 6-year-old son, Suzanne, his daughter, who never complained for her injuries on the head, because she never wanted to worry her parents during that terrifying situation. Later, it took 6 minor surgeries to remove the blood clot between her skin and skull. And about Jonathan, a 6-year-old boy who was never afraid to die. Brave. These were the images he had in his mind when he at last stepped on the land. So guys, this is the end of the lesson. Hope you all enjoyed the lesson. We are not afraid to die if we can all be together. Till I come back with another lesson, it's a bye from VishnuRam. Take care.